All right, so for our math workshop today, the first part is just saying true or false. So some of these are kind of easy, some of them might be tricky. So number 1 says, all rectangles are also parallelograms. Is this true or is this false?
True.
Let's raise your hand, please, okay? So I did hear a bunch of trues coming out just now, all right? So let's talk about why that's true. So a parallelogram means like your top and bottom are parallel, they're going the same direction. My sides are parallel, they're going in the same direction. Does that describe a rectangle? Yeah, in fact, that does describe all of them. So yes, number 7 is true. Number 8, a square is always a rectangle. Noah?
False.
False. Guys, every class today has said false, but this is in fact true. A square, okay, so guys, listen, a square is just a special rectangle where your sides are equal. All right, but a square is a rectangle, but it's special because your sides are equal. Is a rectangle always a square? No, just sometimes, okay? So, but a square is always a rectangle. This is true. All right, a quadrilateral is always a rhombus. True or false, Camilla?
True.
So a quadrilateral means it has 4 sides, right? A rhombus kind of looks like a slanted square, a diamond. Does every single shape with 4 sides look like that?
No.
No. So this one is false. Because every shape with 4 sides is not going to look like that. In fact, some of them can look downright funky, like you could have something like that. That's a quadrilateral, but it's definitely not a rhombus, okay? Yes, Hunter. Oh, for the next one. Number 8. Number 8. So what's the first thing I need to do to figure this out? Hunter, what do I need to do first to figure this out?
Label all of the dots 12.
Yeah. So all of these spaces, so not necessarily the dot, but the space in between is 12 all the way around. All right, and then what am I going to do to figure out my total? What do I need to do to find the perimeter of that? Trip?
Add it all up.
We're going to add it all up. Now, guys, here's the cool thing. Since all of these are the same number, how many times is 12 there? Hunter? 10. So you can literally write 12 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can add it up like that. Or, since 12 is there 10 times, you could just do 12 times 10, which equals 120. Let's just kind of check this real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I'm going to put my 0. I'm going to carry my 2. You ready? So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do I get the same thing when I add it up? Yes, all right. So that's just showing that you can add them or you can multiply them to get that answer of 120. All right, let's get our homework out. I want you to get a grading utensil out. So y'all had 15 problems, guys? 15 problems to do? I'm fixing to come around and check those. 15 problems. Make sure you're checking what's on the screen. I'm going to come around and check your work. All right, so let's make sure we update our table of contents while I'm passing out the notes, please. This is number 3. Update your table of contents. If you have extras of the notes, bring them back to me. All right, guys, our goal is to get through as much of to get through the notes, obviously, and to see if we have some time to do some of the homework problems together. All right. Y'all been doing 15 and 20 homework problems. Tonight it's only 10. All right. Because I know a lot of us have plans and stuff going on tonight. All right. If not, then, it'll give us a chance to kind of have a down night because math is, math, and we have it all the time. All right. So This one is number 3. Make sure you updated your table of contents. I'm about to remove that from the screen. Hmm? Oh, no, it's not yet. I've got to update my board over there. All right, so make sure we got our table of contents updated. Y'all good? 1, 2, good. Okay. All right, number 3 today. All right, number 3. And you can tell, guys, our notes today look a little different, don't they? Yeah, because normally, guys, our notes are like laid out real pretty for us. All right, the best thing to do on these is just to practice. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to give you a couple of hints to put on your paper, but then we're going to practice these. Yes, Akina? Oh, you did? Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now, one thing, so, Akina, there is one thing that I didn't really make them do last year. Like my bad last year, I didn't do well. All right. Is defining a variable. That's the very first thing it says to do. So I want to talk to you about what that means. Define a variable. Let's just talk about the word define. Raise your hand if you have ever had to define a vocabulary word. That should be everyone in here because we do it in every section. All right, and I'm sure you don't just do it in math either, okay? So when you define something, hands down, when you define something, you write the word down, you put a little dash mark, and then you tell me what the word means, right?
Yes.
When we define a variable, we're going to write the variable, which remember a variable is just a letter. We're going to write the letter. We're going to put a dash mark, and then we're going to say what the letter means, what the letter is talking about. All right, and we're going to choose what that is every single time. All right, and then we're going to use that letter to write an expression. All right, when we're writing these expressions, there are some key words. There are some key words that you need to look out for. One of them is the word than. So you'll see than when it says like more than, less than, fewer than. All right, whenever you see the word than, what that means is the piece in the front, whatever it's talking about in the front, actually needs to move to the back, and everything in the back would move to the front. So I'm just going to put like a little arrow rainbow switching places. Yes, Tiva? I'll put it back up there. We'll get that. Tiva, in fact, we'll update our table of contents when I add it over there. So now your job is to help me remember to put it on my other board, okay? Because we'll do that together. All right, so than, if you see the word than, I want us to start training our brain to flip stuff around, okay? Here's another word. We won't see it on our notes, but you will see it on your homework. The word of. Guys, we've talked about the word of before. What operation does of mean, Ethan? Multiplication. Awesome job. Be surprised how many of my advanced kids could not tell me that today. If you see the word of, that means you need to multiply, okay? So those are our 2 little hints. I think with those 2 hints, we'll be able to do this, okay? I'm going to do the first one for you, then we'll start working them together. Number 1 says 9 is less than a number. All right? The first thing I like to worry about is the variable. So there's some information in this problem that, like, in order to find the answer, I would need to know. If I was actually working this out to find an answer, what information would I need to know? What am I missing? Camilla? I'm missing a letter. But remember, guys, do we do math with letters? No. If I needed to know 9 less than a number, in order to find an answer, what do I need to know? Akina? I need to know this number, correct? So y'all see where it says a number? Do I know what number it's talking about? No. So maybe a better way to ask this question would be, what am I missing? What is it that I don't know? I don't know what number it means. Guys, that's going to give me my variable. Whatever you're missing, whatever it is you need to know, that's your variable, okay? Now, guys, when we pick our letter, we're going to use our brain. We're going to pick it kind of logically, all right? If I'm talking about a number, a good letter to use would probably be N. Get it? N. Number. It starts with that. Okay, so I'm going to write N, And then I'm going to put dash because I'm fixing to define it. So n means a number. Guys, did I say that n means the number 11? No. Did I say n means the number 22? No, I said it means a number. So n can literally be any number in the whole wide world. Is it telling us what it is right now? No. Which is fine, guys. We're not working it out. You're just going to write a problem down, okay? Javon?
So that would be our answer.
That is this first part. We defined a variable. Now, we need to write the phrase, device, that should be on silent. Now we need to write, oh, it's over there? Okay. Thank y'all. My ears are just hearing dinging. Okay. Then we need to write a phrase as an algebraic expression, okay? So, I like to start with the operation. Do y'all see where I underline less than? Why did I underline less than? Noah?
Because that was one of the letters, and you say
Okay, so than is important. It means to flip it, but why would I need less than? Kenna?
maybe that's
That's the operation. And what operation would less than mean? Alana? Subtraction. So guys, less than means I'm going to subtract. The than, right, are y'all okay with where I got subtraction from?
Yes.
Because it says less. The than means I'm going to flip this. So my 9 is going to go to the, is it going to start my problem? 9 is going to go to the back. And a number, which is now n, is going to go in the front. All right? Now, guys, if that's, like if some of us are kind of like, okay, Miss Sawyer, we got 8 more that we're going to do together, all right? If this first one isn't like, bam, I got it. That's cool. This is the first time you've done it. I don't expect you to be awesome at it the first time through, okay? All right, number 2 says 5 times, I like to underline operations when I see them. So 5 times the number of books, the number of books in the library. So what information is missing here? What is it that I don't know? Maribel? The number of books. Do I know how many books are in the library? No. Now, guys, this is really important. Is it talking about the books in your book bag? No. Is it talking about the books that you have at home? No. So, guys, when I say my variable, I'm not just going to say my variable is books. I'm going to say it's the books in the library. What would be a good variable? What would be a good letter for that? Javon? B. We're talking about books. I like that. B. And we're going to say B is the books in the library. B is the books in the library. Okay. All right, make sure we have that written down. Then it says 5 times. So now I'm going back up to the problem. 5 times, there's my circle, so that's B. So how would I write 5 times B? How would I write that? Hunter?
5, and then the multiplication sign, B.
So we could do 5 and then the dot and B. Remember, we don't want to use an X because that would look like the letter X.
Or you could do what we learned yesterday.
Or, ooh, I like that idea. Or we could do what we did yesterday. What did we learn yesterday? How did we learn to write that yesterday, Kelsey? Okay, we learned how to put the numbers in parentheses. But if it's a letter, think about how the problems looked. Remember, we're writing the problem. How did the problems look? Akenna?
They were close.
So how would I write it?
5
5
and B beside it.
and B beside it. Remember, if it's a letter, guys, do I need to separate 5 and B to tell that they're two different things? Now, if it was 5 and like 2, then I would need the parentheses so it doesn't look like 52. But here, I would just write 5B. Hey guys, which one of these looks more advanced? Which one looks more advanced? Trip? 5B. All right. Guys, just because we're not in advanced, does that mean we can't be advanced? No, guys, this is the one. Like, even in here, guys, I want this. This is so much better. Okay? Like, this looks like, ooh, we are moving up in the world of math. We are doing some fancy stuff, okay? This is what I want to see. All right, I want us to move away from this. This is still correct. This is better. Okay? All right, number 3. 3 more pancakes than his brother. All right, now guys, when I underline my operation, I'm going to underline the entire thing. More than. Even though they're separated by the word pancakes. Do y'all see how more than should go together?
Yes.
All right. But we need to know that we're talking about pancakes here, okay? So what is the information that I need to know? What is it that I'm missing? Tevet? We need the letter, but we need to know what in the problem are we missing, because that's going to tell us what to use for the letter. What am I missing in this problem? Javon? Okay, telling me what? Alana?
How many more pancakes his brother ate?
I need to know, guys, can I figure out 3 more pancakes than his brother ate if I don't know how many his brother ate? And what is it we're talking about here? Pancakes. So I need to know the pancakes his brother ate. Do y'all see that? We need to know how many pancakes his brother ate. That's going to be my letter. What's a good letter for that? Camilla? P. We're talking about pancakes. So P is pancakes. His brother ate. Pancakes his brother ate. All right. 3 more than his brother. More than. What operation would that be? What operation? Hunter?
The more than
All right, we're not using, not alligator symbols. What operation? So that's adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. More than. More than.
adding.
Adding. More is going to be adding. So we're going to be adding, but it says than. So whatever is at the front is going to move to the back. So my 3, where is it going to go? Am I going to start off with 3?
No, it's going to go to the back.
I'm going to put it at the end. And my pancakes his brother ate, my P is going to go in front. All right, awesome. All right, 2 more than 7 times, ooh, that's another word, times Lynn's age. So here we got more stuff going on. What is it that I don't know? What information am I missing from here, Noah? Lynn's age. We need to know Lynn's age, all right? Now, guys, we have a couple of letters, and I should have mentioned this ahead of time. We have a couple of letters that when I write them, they can look like other math. Like an L. If I write a lowercase l, what does it look like? A 1. If I write a T, what does a T look like sometimes? A plus sign. And, guys, a lot of times people are like, well, can't I just write a capital? Here's kind of my dilemma with that. All right, in the 6th grade, capitals don't mean anything to us, okay? But when you get into the 7th, 8th grade and the high school, you'll do things called functions. And then you'll be having some capital letters, and you'll be having some lowercase letters, and then we're also going to have all these formulas that have capital letters and lowercase letters, and those capital letters can mean something special. All right, so I want us to stick to lowercase letters when we're doing this algebra, okay? So if you've written any capital letters on your paper, let's take some time right now. Let's fix it. I want us to write them lowercase. If you ever do have to write a lowercase l, I want you to write it in cursive. And that's in cursive L. All right, and if you ever have to write a T, we're going to do that in cursive as well. And that would be a cursive T. So now, does that look like a 1? No. Does that look like a plus sign? No. So we were able to still use those letters, okay? All right. So, guys, we're talking about Lynn's age here. I don't have to use an L. What else could I use? Trip? A, because we're talking about her age. So, if you're like, I just don't like those cursive letters, okay, use a different letter. Not a big deal. Lynn's age, we're going to use A, and that means Lynn's age. Okay, so there's my variable. All right, so let's start up with back again to the sentence. It says 2 more than. What is more than? What operation is that? What operation? Kaylin? Adding. And remember that than means whatever's in the front is going to move to the back. So my 2 is going to go to the back at the end. Okay? Camilla? All right, right now we're just talking about more than, okay? So 2 went to the back. This part where it says 7 times Lynn's age, all of that is just going to put in the front. So instead of putting that at the end like we normally would, we're just going to put it in front. So how would I write 7 times Lynn's age? How would I write that? 7 times Lynn's age. Tiva?
7.A.
Okay, so 7.A is an option. Remember up here we said 5.B. But what's another way? What's the more advanced way, Tiva?
7A.
Just writing 7A. And doesn't that look so much better than having like dots and pluses and all that other craziness? So we're going to have 7A plus 2. 7A plus 2. Okay. Questions about these? All right, it just takes practice. It takes a lot of practice, all right? Trip?
Like, will we have to write, like, what A equals?
You're going to have to tell me what A equals what your letter is. Okay. So let's look at the next one. Number 5 says 9 minutes less than France's time. All right, what would my variable, what do I need my variable to represent here? Javon? Not what operation. What information am I missing? What should my variable be defined as? What do we not know? We don't know France's time. Okay, do y'all see that? We don't know what that is, so that's my variable. What would be a good letter for that? We could use F. We could use T. Just make sure, remember when we do that, we want to write it lowercase, okay? I'm going to use T just so I can practice with that cursive T. All right, and I'm going to say T means France's time. Okay. Are there any questions on how I'm picking that? Any questions? All right. 9 minutes less than France's time. Less than. What operation are we talking about here, Tiva? Subtraction. And what's an important word that's there? Than, which means what's in the front goes to the back. So I'm not going to start with 9. I'm going to end with 9. So 9 goes to the back. And then I'm going to put France's time in the front. So we have T. Yeah, my T kind of got a little goofy looking there. Okay, there we go. T. That looks better. All right. Questions about number 5? Number 5. All right. Number 6. This is where they get a little bit longer, which unfortunately means they get a little bit harder. All right. I feel you, Alana. I saw that look like I feel you, okay? All right. The distance around a basketball. Or the circumference. So guys, when you go around the outside of a circle or around the outside of a ball, that's called the circumference, is about 3 times the circumference of a softball. Define a variable and write an expression to represent the circumference of a basketball. Guys, if it's representing the basketball, is it the basketball? No. So am I talking about, in my problem, am I going to be talking about the distance of the circumference of the basketball? No. Because we want to represent that. So we want to write something without that. What I care about is right here where it says 3 times the circumference of the softball. Do y'all see? And that's also where my math is. Are y'all seeing that's where my math is? 3 times the circumference of the softball. We're always looking for that math. All right? So it says 3 times the circumference of the softball. What information is it that I don't know? Camilla? Circumference? Circumference of, this is what we don't know. So that's going to be my variable. You can use C or S. A lot of people today have wanted to use S for softball, so I'm going to put S is the circumference, make sure we're writing this down, of a softball. Okay, so S is the circumference of a softball. All right? I know that's a lot to write. Gabby, writing this down with me? 3 times the circumference. 3 times the circumference of the softball. How am I going to write that? Noah. 3S. 3 times S. That's it. 3S. Awesome job. All right, number 7. Guys, number 7, real life situation here, okay? A plumber charges $50 to visit a house. So that means just for them to come to your house, it's $50. All right? Plus $40 every hour of work. This is real life, guys, and that's not even an expensive plumber. Last time my husband and I had one come, it was $100 just for them to come to our house. That was without anything else, okay? So, plumbing is a really good field, all right? $50 to visit a house plus $40 for every hour of work. We want to define a variable and write an expression to represent the cost of hiring a plumber. What is it? So again, let's underline the math, okay? I like kind of boxing that in. $50 plus $40 for every hour of work. Do y'all agree that's what we're looking at? Okay, so $50 plus $40 for every hour of work. What information do I need to know to find out how much it's going to cost, how much I'm going to have to pay this plumber? What do I need to know to find out how much I'm going to actually have to pay? Chris? How long is it going to take? Because the longer it takes, the more it's going to cost. So guys, I need to know how many hours this plumber is going to work. So that's my variable. What's a good letter for that? Siobhan? P for plumber. I'm going to use H for hours. You can use P for plumber. I'm with that, okay? I'm going to use H for hours of work. If you use P, you need to put P for hours the plumber works. I want to see why you're using P in that definition. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm doing H for hours of work. All right, let's start writing it out. $50 plus. All right, does it say than anywhere in there? No. Okay, so let's just write 50 plus, because do I need to change any direction of anything? 50 plus. Okay, we're good. $40 for every hour. So what does that mean we're doing with that $40 in the hours? Akenna? Yeah, so we're using the letter for hours, but if it's $40 every hour, so $40 for every H, what operation is that? What's happening with those? Olivia? I'm multiplying them because it's every single time it's repeating. So how would I write 40 times H? How would I write that my new way, Maribel? 40 H. Did y'all see any dollar signs in my math? No. Guys, is a dollar sign a number? No. Is a dollar sign an operation? No. So we don't want it in our work. We only want numbers, letters, and operations, okay? All right, last one. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to start our homework together. Do as much as we can. Yes? She's on her way. Kelsey, homework's on the back. Watch the video. Some of it will be done for you, okay? A camp leader figures she needs 1 tent for every 3 campers, plus a tent for herself. Define a variable and write an expression to represent the number of tents needed. Guys, y'all see how, are we using that last sentence in these? No. Did I use the last sentence here? Define a variable? No. Did I use it here? No, that's really just extra information giving you the directions we already had at the beginning, okay? So here we know we have a camp leader. She needs 1 tent for every 3 campers plus a tent for herself. So what information do I need to know? Camilla? Okay, so we're trying to find out, we want to write it to represent the number of tents. But guys, the number of tents she needs depends on how many campers there are. Guys, she could have 359 tents, but she might not need them all, right? So we need to know how many campers she has. That's what's important to us, okay? The campers are what's important. Because the campers decide how many tenths there are. Okay? And again, look, if we're representing the tenths, can I be talking about the tenths if we're representing them? No. All right. So we're going to put C is my number of campers. C is my number of campers. All right. Let's go back and read this again. It says she needs 1/10 for every 3 campers. So what does that mean? If I need 1/10 for every 3 campers, what operation am I doing? What's happening here? Hunter?
No.
What operation? If I just need a tenth for every 3 campers. Javon? All right. Am I repeating? Anything? We're dividing. Because, guys, I'm splitting up those campers into groups of 3. That's like when you get split into groups in class, right? We're going to get to camp, and I'm going to split you up into groups of 3. And move like, y'all 3 share a tent. Y'all 3 share a tent. Y'all 3 share a tent. Okay, so we're splitting it up. What is it that I'm splitting up? The campers. So how am I going to write that? If I'm dividing it by 3, how would I write that? Hunter? C?
Divided by 1/2.
How am I splitting them up? Into groups of?
3.
Of 3. So C divided by 3. And then look, it says plus a tenth. How many tenths is that?
1.
Plus 1. Okay? So guys, this is a good answer. Or, do y'all remember back at the beginning of the year I told you eventually we're going to write multiplication without time symbols, which we're doing now. I also told you that there's another way to write division. Do you remember what it was, Akenna? A slash. What is that slash called? Remember, y'all, I don't like the slashes. What is that called? Kaylin? A fraction bar, guys. We're going to write this as a fraction. So here you go. Y'all ready? Watch what I'm going to do. Instead of writing C divided by 3 there, I'm going to put C divided by 3. Y'all see how that worked out? Do y'all see what's happening is the C is taking the dot spot on top. The 3 is taking the dot spot on the bottom. And then we're going to write plus 1 next to it. Guys, which one looks more advanced, the first or the second? The second one. Which one do we need to work on getting better at? The second one. All right, let's flip it over. Let's look at some of these together on the back. Okay? On the back. All right. One more ball than is on the playground. All right? All right, we'll copy it in Warrior Time. All right, one more ball than is on the playground. So we have more than. What is it that we need to know? What is it we need to know, Camilla? The ball's on the playground. So I'm going to say B is, please write this out. The ball's on the playground. Right? And what operation is it, Tiva? Adding, because it's more than. Did you have a question? Okay. Okay. All right, so real quick, so Hunter said, would it be 1 plus P? It says than, right? So that 1 has to go at the end, and my B, or the P for playground, is going to go at the beginning. Okay? All right, let's do one more. 3 more cookies than are in the jar. More than, what is it I need to know? Truett? Cookies in the jar. So C, cookies in the jar. It says than, so don't forget to flip it, Who can give me my answer? Hunter. C plus 3, because remember my 3 moved to the back. All right, guys, y'all have a good day. Y'all have only got 8 more, all right? 8 more. Use your warrior time wisely.